So, you worship pagan gods, correct?
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged. But you're willing to listen to other conversations about life.
Why not?
Okay.
I'm a firm believer to each his own god or goddess.
Okay. All right.
I judge not.
So, but you still hold credence. Do you still hold some credence into man's science in your?
My ancestors believed it was, so I've been told. Life is where religion and science meet.
Say that again.
Life is where religion and science meet.
Well, we'll have to get the definition of religion then, because religion is such a varied topic that it's hard to sit there and say.
Yeah,
religion. You mean when you say religion, you mean more like a philosophy, not where philosophy and science meet, not necessarily religion. Okay, all right. So that's kind of where you like to hang out. So you mentioned something about carving in stone to be able to prove something, or at least to make a claim. True?
I made that comment, but you get the analogy.
Well, I just want to understand that concept is that the whole idea behind that is that carving it in stone has to be.
Jackass can pick up a hammer and chisel.
Right. Okay. So, but the reason why I'm bringing this up to you is this. The reason why I'm coming around to this is that because that jackass is known as NASA.
Yeah, I don't believe half of their shit.
So, with you saying that, do you believe that? You were not old enough? Do you believe that man walked on the moon?
If they did, then why the fuck ain't we been back since?
There's a good question. Okay, so
here's the thing. Here's my idea. Say man worked on the moon with what 1960s, 1970s equipment.
69 to 72.
Okay. 69, 72. But then they want to say, oh well, we can't go there right now.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Let me get this straight. You went there with the same technology you put in a fucking 69 Chevelle. But you're saying we can't go there with fucking iPhone technology? Who the fuck are you fooling, man? Come on. Do I look that stupid?
All right. So now then, with that being said, then in all ancient cultures, including the pagans,
the gods came from the stars.
That you choose to acknowledge.
Yeah.
I won't say worship. I'll say acknowledge.
Mm-hmm. I chased her out.
So, with that being said, do you know that even those
believe the world was flat?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so with that being said, do you accept the world as being flat or being round?
As of now, granted, I'd like to keep an open mind. As of this moment, I know you're filming me. Because when I look at the horizon and I see the curvature.
Okay, real quick. How do you see curvature?
I see curvature.
Where do you see?
There's an old ancient method.
You're out. Let me real quick. I want to clarify this. You're telling me that when you're out on the ocean doing a dive, you see curvature of water.
I see curvature. Here's how. All right. If the ground was flat. All right. Yeah. Now I understand the human eye can only see so far.
Right.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to say this is a flat Earth theory. Mm-hmm. Now, I say theory because I'm not quite convinced.
Okay.
I should be able to see from here to the top of there within a 10 to 12 mile range.
You say that again? You can do what now?
I should be able to see eye level straight across to a certain distance of what the eye can see.
Right.
But yet, when I'm out there on the ocean, from deck level, I can't see land. But yet, I go up to the crow's nest. So I elevate myself. Which means, in my theory, that the only way that I should be able to see farther from up there, just seen over the water line that I cannot see from just 10 or 12 feet below me, would mean that there's a curvature.
Okay, but the thing is that here's the question I'm asking you: is that you're out there on the ocean, and if there's curvature to the Earth, it's not going to just curve away from you, but it's going to curve around you.
Agreed.
So when you're looking out, even from your crow's nest, do you see anything other than flat? Do you see the Earth curving from left to right, or do you see a flat horizon? Because if it's curving, period, you should see a curve from left to right as well as horizontal outward.
You're onto something there. That's something I had not thought of. I'm not going to deny that. That's something I should look further into.
Because, like I said, even the pagan gods have recognized that the Earth is flat. They they taught a flat Earth.
Some did, some did not. Depends on which gods you're referring to. My gods, yeah.
But what? No.
But they also talk about.
I have yet to find one single. If you know of a god that taught that the Earth was round, of ancient myth times or ancient times period, if you know of a single god that preached
there was one
round Earth,
there was one
I would like to know their name.
There was one who mentioned over the horizon.
Well,
indicating curvature of the horizon.
Now, well, then you're going to have to get into the actual axiom of what does over the horizon mean, because the horizon, as you go towards the horizon, continues to move away from you.
Very true.
So how could you ever get to be over the horizon, that was just an expression?
It's very possible, just an expression. Odin himself was a man of many mysteries.
Say that again, what?
Odin himself was a man of many mysteries. And yes, I do accept that Odin was a man who earned his title of a god. He was not born to it. He earned it.
Well, how did he earn to be a god?
Through his deeds. He earned the respect of the giants, and when he died, he was given the title of a god.
Oh, well, on his death. Upon his death, he was given the title of a god.
Upon his transition.
Upon his transition, okay.
Now, upon him becoming a god, him and some other gods did not like the giants, so they killed him.
Well, you do realize that you just recollect Genesis 6, right? How did they kill the gods?
With their weapons. Odin used the fucking a certain spear. I can't remember the name of it. Loki used the staff. Thor, everybody knows his hammer. Yeah, but here's the thing, and this is something I've told you 1,000 times. Your God, my gods, it could be just the way things were written. It could be the way things were manipulated. Or for all we know, they could be sitting up there drinking mead and having a drink right now, laughing their ass off at the fact that we're having this conversation. I wouldn't put it past them.
Okay, now, so real quick, let's break this.
Let me ask someone real quick.
Okay.
What's the job of your white horse?
Well, you're speaking strictly of Revelation, correct?
Where does a white horse show up in your religion?
The only time the white horse shows up is in Revelation, and off the top of my head, I'd have to go and get Revelation out real quick and read it to make sure.
Behold the pale horse, for the man who sat upon him.
But a pale horse is not a white horse.
Pale horse, white horse.
No, because even in the Greek, the pale actually means green. Doesn't mean white. So you can't assume that pale means white when the actual translation should be green.
There you go.
So now we're talking about different contexts.
You have a white horse that showed up, correct? You've read it. You know more about your book than I do.
Well, yeah. But I'm like, once again, if I'm going to go into Revelation, because Revelation is a great topic, but that would have to go way deep. But I want to bring this back. Here. This is the reason why I'm coming back, is I want to come back to this topic alone.
All right.
Is that even your pagan gods agreed that the Earth was set on pillars.
I'll have to look more into that. That one I'm not. That actually sounds more Greek.
No, well, I can.
Sounds a lot more Greek than Norse.
Well, but it's not. No, it wasn't just Norse, but it was also Greek. It was also Hebrew. It was also India. It was also Hindu. It was also Chinese. I mean, virtually every. In fact, I have not seen any culture not say the Earth was flat.
I'm pretty certain that the Celts.
No, even the Celts. Even the Druids. Especially the Druids. So real quick, while we're here, I want to stick right here for a little bit. I want to hang right here. So so with you out on the ocean, and you've admitted that once you go up to a higher peak,
I can see farther.
You can see further out because of your horizon has rised up. And at the
distance has stayed the same.
Well, but your perspective has gone higher now. Your elevation is higher.
So I'm looking over a curve.
No, you're not looking over a curve because here's the deal. Is I want you to get you. Do y'all have cameras on the ship?
Oh,
okay. Well, what I want you to get a pair of binoculars and tell me you don't have binoculars.
I always got a spot and scope.
There you go. Okay. So I want you to take your spot and scope, and I want you to do it at deck level. Zoom out, pick a spot, and zoom out, and see if you can see the same spot as when you. Now, granted, when you go to the crow's nest, you're going to see a greater distance because now you're higher. But don't tell me you can't see the same thing that you saw at deck level. That's what I want you to look at.
Well, let me ask you something.
Okay.
If I start traveling due east.
Yep.
Maintain a straight heading due east. Where am I going to hit the drop off?
That is the myth that man has perpetuated to make the round globe seem real.
I mean,
there is no falling off.
If I keep,
there is no falling off.
But if it's flat,
right.
If I start going west, stay on exact same heading.
Okay, well there you go. Okay, if you're going by compass settings, then you're going to run what is called a circuit, and you're going to run a circuit, which is a round. You're going to go in a circle around where you came back to. That's the unique thing, even on a flat Earth, this works, is that your compass setting to north and you follow a west trajectory or an east trajectory, doesn't matter. Your compass is always going to tell you where north is and tell you where south is. The question you need to be asking is if I go due south or due north, then what happens? That's the question you need to be asking.
I'm eventually going to hit a point where my compass spins.
Huh?
I'm eventually going to hit a certain point.
Well, one would think. The problem is here's the kick to all things. If you decide to go due south, and you continued on due south, when you get to quote unquote Antarctica, you can't go past the 60th parallel because the governments won't let you. They'll shoot you. Because only governments are allowed to go to Antarctica. Antarctica has been documented well, that it is a ice wall all the way around. Now then, even the ancient mariners could not circumnavigate the island of Antarctica. They went over 11,000 miles and were still not able to get back to their starting point because it's not an island.
Yeah. I said we grab some 45s and go explore.
Well, you know something? That would be really cool because I would love to be able to get past that government entities that are keeping us from actually going and doing our own exploring.
You got any Mylar?
Mylar? No, not off the top of my head.
No, I do.
What is that? What does Mylar do?
Blocks you from thermal imagery.
That's what. Oh yeah, that's what they were talking about. That yeah.
I keep about 6. I keep a